Are the cameras working? I welcome you to our press conference before Red Star plays tomorrow evening. Vladan Milojevic is our coach, and Milunovic, who is one of our main players. Let's ask the questions of the player first, because he is still training, and then we'll do the questions for the coach. So, player first, please. Let's wait for the mic to arrive. Good evening. This is Radio Television of Serbia. Nemanja, what do you expect tomorrow in the match? What do you think is the most important thing going to be in your match tomorrow? Good evening, everyone. I expect a big fight tomorrow. We know how good the Tottenham is. We have our tactic. We know what we are going to do, and we don't want to have too much respect for the Tottenham. We have a lot of respect, but not let's not overdo it. Good evening, Portal Telegraph. Nemanja, how do you think you can stop Harry Kane, one of the best players, offensive players in Europe? This is one of the best offenders in Europe. We managed to stop Bayern, and we hope tomorrow we can do the same. There's 11 of us, and we are going to give our best. Are there any more questions for Nemanja? Zlatibor is next question. Sportski žurnal. You played with Borisov in League of Champions. You saw a lot of players and very good teams. Is this one of the more difficult opponents? Can you compare it to another opponent? It's difficult to compare it to another team. We know who played in the last year's final of League of Champions. Tottenham is in crisis at the moment, but this is not a reality for Tottenham. We are going to be very careful. I don't know who to compare Tottenham to, but all these players played in the final last year. We have a lot of respect for them, but again, we are going to play our game, and we are going to create chances. Ja sam iz 4-4-2. Spurs nije. Da li je ovo pravo vreme da se igra protiv Spursa u ovom momentu? Oni imaju svojih problema. Da li je ovo sada najvažnije? Da li je pravi trenutak da se igra? From that point of view, I can say this is the right moment, but it's dangerous. It softens the situations. I just want to say again, let's not forget what kind of team we are playing against tomorrow evening. Vi ste sada kada ste imali we have a similar situation with Bayern, and how do we get to the second position in the league, in our group? We have our plans. We are preparing for a good game. Tottenham obviously has a big advantage. They're playing at home. We are going to look for our chances. You played Liverpool last season. As far as we players are concerned, we are going to have the same approach, but still, our supporters are always the 12th player on the pitch. We are very sorry for not being able to see them tomorrow, but they will follow us from back home. They will follow the match. Doing it. Okay. If there are no more questions for Nemanja, he is going back to continue his training. Let's have some questions for Mr. Milojevic now. I will answer this question. Every club goes through certain periods, but it's obvious they are going through a period which it happens with every club. I think there is too much emphasis of this. I personally don't believe that these are excellent players with an excellent coach. Tottenham is Pochettino, really, and I think he is one of the best coaches in Europe, if not the world. And these are experienced players, and they play for the national team as well. We are going to see Tottenham as Tottenham of the past, shall we say. We are not being... this is an excellent team. I repeat again, they are having some problems at the moment, but Tottenham is still, let's not forget, one of the best teams in Premier League. And I don't want to emphasize this too much and talk about it too much. You have a big game in front of you and a big opponent. What do you think is going to be the most important aspect tomorrow? Let's put aside the crisis, Tottenham crisis at the moment. How will you be able to have another surprise in the League of Champions? I'm very proud to be the coach of Red Star. After many years, Red Star is in a much better position. I think these are first steps for the future. The Red Star in the future is going to be one of the best 32 teams in Europe before the draw in the group. And I'm repeating again, I am not changing my opinion. Bayern and Tottenham are two teams, and their structure in the last couple of years, they are absolutely the favorites. I'm I'm a little bit sorry because of the fact that our supporters are not here in London. As far as the way we are going to play, we are going to give our best. We want to play a good match. We have a lot of respect for every team, not just Tottenham. On the other hand, even though the supporters are not here, there's nothing to be afraid of. We are going to play our game. They're not going to be able to stop us. That's my philosophy. Everything else is just empty talk. Dobro, da vam kažem, I just want to say on this issue, we haven't talked about this too much. I'm going to say this for the first time in front of journalists here in England. When I first came to the Red Star Academy, my first job was under Mr. Bunjevčević, and I can say that he personally was the person who green-lighted me, and that's how I started coaching in the Red Star Academy. And I can say this is a man whom I loved very, very much. He lived for football. He loved football. He was a big Red Star supporter. He gave a lot to Serbian football. Unfortunately, what happened, and this gesture from Tottenham side shows how big the Tottenham is as a club, and it shows us that Tottenham is not just a football club. It's a club who takes care of other things as well. One of my people who work with me talk to me about what sort of Tottenham club is, and about Mr. Pochettino as well. This is 21st century. It's distasteful to talk about this issue. I absolutely condemn any racist behavior. On the other hand, I would love to see our supporters tomorrow. They really do help us. We simply feel better if they're around. And I think I'm a man of sport, and I simply I don't really talk about these themes. If you're simply asking me, do you condemn this sort of behavior? I absolutely do. Do we have any more questions? Sportski žurnal again. Došli ste bez Bačija to London. How do you see your attacking in this game? Against the Olympiacos, you scored twice after the stoppages. Are you going to use the same tactic tomorrow? when you miss a player, then there's too much emphasis on the fact that he's missing. I always say I don't miss a single player. Every player who is there, who's giving me 100%, he's in the team, and I'm going to use him. We missed Pavkov against Panathinaikos. All these injuries and that talk, it's a part of every football game. I absolutely believe in my players that are here in London with me. When we talk about stoppages, on this level, any stoppage is important. A fraction of a second is important. One corner can be hugely influential in the game. This is how football works. We are going to try to have our own plan and to challenge Tottenham. We are going to see how much we are going to achieve. Sometimes there are circumstances you cannot control. Let's talk about all of this tomorrow after the game. Do we have any more questions? If there are no more questions, thank you very much.